here's what we know so far. According to the Chilean government, at least 300 people have been killed, 500,000 homes have been severely damaged, and 1.5 million people have been displaced by the earthquake. Nightline producer Malia Patria is in Santiago this morning, and she joins us from there. Good morning, Malia.
Good morning. It's been called the worst disaster to hit this country in over 50 years. And this morning, the government is still trying to assess just how bad the damage is as they try to provide aid for the millions affected. The government urged residents to stay indoors overnight. But with so many homes destroyed, many spent the night in the streets, in hospitals, or in tent cities. Rescue workers continued through the night, trying to pull survivors from the rubble. This man rescued a little girl from a damaged home. Her mother soon followed. Chile's president addressed the nation late Saturday, urging residents to remain calm, insisting that systems were functioning. But from the air, the scope of the damage is much more clear. Entire neighborhoods leveled, other areas flooded. The 8.8 magnitude quake hit at 3:34 local time Saturday morning. This surveillance video shows just how strong the tremors were, some 200 miles from the epicenter.
I didn't know what to do, just run.
Throughout the quake zone, highways collapsed, buses overturned, some roads were split in two. The capital's main airport is severely damaged and remains closed. This is a country prone to earthquakes. Residents have become used to occasional tremors. But no one could be prepared for this. And the mayor of Concepcion near the epicenter said that more than 100 people are trapped in a building and workers are still trying to get them out. Bill?
Malia, thanks to you. And so far, Chile has not asked for assistance from other countries. But if it does, President Obama said yesterday the U.S. stands ready to help with rescue and recovery efforts. Joining me now on the phone from Santiago, U.S. Ambassador to Chile, Paul Simons. Ambassador, thanks for joining us. Glad you're safe. Do you have any sense of how many Americans are in that country and are all accounted for?
Good morning. Well, we've been working since really 3:30 in the morning yesterday, and our primary job has been to take account, to take a look at where the Americans are and to make sure that they are safe. We've been able to account for all the approximately 100 Americans that work directly for our embassy in Santiago. They're all fine. But in addition to that, we probably have about 18,000 Americans at any given time, students, tourists, permanent residents that live in Chile. So we've activated a 24-hour system at our embassy, and we have reached out through our warden network. It's an email and telephone network of local representatives to try to account for the bulk of the other Americans. To this point, we have no reports of any fatalities or serious injuries to American citizens. That said, however, there's a major caveat, which is that we have not gotten reports back yet from our representatives in Concepcion, which is near, of course, the epicenter of this event. So, but we are working 24/7 to locate the whereabouts of the American citizens here in Chile.
And how would you characterize the Chilean response to this? Obviously, this is a much different country than Haiti. They have been, rocked with seismic activity for decades, much better building codes as well. But do you think they'll need to call on the Americans and others for help?
Well, I think we'll definitely be working with them. On the issue of, say, first responder capability, Chile has some of the best in the world. They were some of the first to respond in Haiti. They sent their teams up, their medical teams and their search and rescue. So search and rescue, I think they're very good. Their firefighters, their emergency responders are some of the best in the world. So that capability they may not need. But other types of more specialized equipment, they're taking a look at. And of course, we're only, as you pointed out in your opening, we're only now beginning to understand the magnitude of this event, especially in that coastal region. Here in Santiago, it's remarkable how quickly things have rebounded. We actually had the delivery of the 3 morning newspapers today. They went back very quickly. There's obviously some damage inside of houses. There's some structural damage, but it's relatively limited. So Santiago will probably be up and running fairly soon. But the area in the center to the south of the country clearly sustained quite a bit more damage. But you also make this point about building codes, and I think it is important to note that this is not Haiti. After the devastating earthquake in 1960, which leveled Concepcion, building codes have been substantially upgraded here.
Right.
And while we do have one building that collapsed with 100 people inside, that was the exception and not the rule.
That's great news. Ambassador Paul Simons, good luck to you as you assess damage going forward. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you very much.